If there's two things gamers love today, it's reboots and space. Elite Dangerous does both of these in a very good way. Elite was a space exploration and trading game released by Acorn Soft in 1984 on the Acorn Computers BBC Micro. Over the years, it was ported by Firebird to many favorite old-school systems like Acorn Electron, the Apple II, Amstrad CPC, the Commodore 64, ZX Spectrum, IBM PC, Acorn Archimedes, Amiga, Atari ST, and the Nintendo Entertainment System. Elite became a critically acclaimed hit over the years and is widely known as the first truly open-world game. Its influence would be seen in open-world games for decades to come, especially in persistent world games and MMOs like World of Warcraft and EVE Online. Elite would spin off into two successors, Frontier Elite 2 in 1993 and Frontier First Encounters in 1995. Despite both games receiving decent reviews, neither could come close to the original. Fast forward nearly 2 decades to 2012, Frontier Development had announced a Kickstarter to test the waters of a new Elite game with a 2-month goal of £1.5 million. Once the Kickstarter had concluded, they continued to raise $1.7 million through their donations page on the development site. April 2nd, 2015 marked the official launch of the game, and a successful one at that. Using a persistent world time system opening January 1st in the year 3300, aspiring space pilots around the galaxy could take command of their very own ship. Elite's initial response from well-known game critics was very good. It averaged an 8 out of 10 and showed support for the game. Elite Dangerous boasted obvious graphical improvements over its predecessors, using the latest graphical technology to its advantage. While the game is aesthetically pleasing, it's not too taxing on the hardware, with fairly low-end graphical specs for a 2015 release. For the first time in the series, you can play online in an MMO-style system with friends and other players, or still alone if you please. Even if you plan on playing alone, Elite Dangerous is an online game, so an internet connection will still be required to play. Elite Dangerous is one of, if not the largest, open-world games to date. Lead developer David Braben boasts that the game includes every star in the night sky, and it's easy to see he's not kidding. Gameplay-wise, you are open to do as you please in an entire simulated galaxy, whether that's moving from system to system peacefully trading, becoming the next great galactic explorer, or being the best bounty hunter since Boba Fett is entirely up to you. There is certainly no lack of things to do in the game, or are there? Many players would describe the game as grindy after a time. The first few ships are easy to obtain, but you better get ready for the long haul if you plan on going any further, as ship prices rapidly jump from the hundreds of thousands to the tens of hundreds of millions. One of the easiest and safest ways to earn money is through trading. Get to know your local star system trade routes, pick up some missions, put on a good podcast, and relax. That is, until you're pulled out of frame shift by space pirates looking for plunder. If you're more into action, Elite Dangerous has you covered. With decent armor and guns, you can pick up some well-paying bounties from your local station and be on your way. Granted, this method can put you and your ship at great risk if you accidentally accept a bounty too dangerous or unwittingly stumble into a trap, but to many, the risk is well worth the reward. Of course, if you desire to rebel against society and laws, you can always sing some space shanties and become a pirate. If any of that doesn't strike your fancy, you can always pay $60, or $45 if you already own the base game, for Elite Dangerous Horizons, a full retail game billed as an expansion. This has caused some controversy within the community. Horizons adds fairly little to the game at time of writing. Planetary landings are currently the only new feature available. Planetary landings allow you to land on the billions of planets that populate the Milky Way galaxy and explore the surface for resources or to complete new missions. Currently, Frontier Developments has several other features lined up for launch in 2016 for Horizons. Features such as loot and crafting, larger multiplayer crewed ships, as well as ship-launched fighters to go along with that, and finally, a character creation system. Many members of the Elite Dangerous community argue that Horizons is overpriced and unnecessary, seeing as it is effectively a full retail-priced collection of updates that could have easily been included in the base game. If this introduction to the game has lured you into the possibility of buying it, I would recommend checking out some gameplay tutorials first. Learning all the ropes and becoming a starship commander is not as easy as it seems. At the end of the day, Elite Dangerous is the perfect game for you if you like absolutely massive open-world exploration games. Gameplay can get a little shallow after about 30 or 40 hours, but it's well worth it if you want a very well-made space sim. The multiplayer mode makes the game even more fun if you have friends to play with or want to start a space alliance with strangers. Grab some missions and get trucking, Commander. Pulled from the prior Halo games. From Halo 3 we see Diamondback, a desert recreation of Avalanche. Guardian. Narrows.